Okay, a couple more, please.
Yeah. Too much thinking on that one.
What are you trying to do?
What I did the first time.
What are you working on? Like, what are you thinking during your swing?
Target.
Okay.
Get it set in comfortable, and I'm thinking target. And I tend to hit them left, a little left.
Like that would be a miss.
How far left?
45 feet.
Oh no.
But that'd be a miss.
Yeah, I don't hit. No, I would hit the green. Well, no, I probably hit it from this distance. I don't know, 60%, 70, 65%, maybe a little higher.
So the big thing we've been working on with him was when it's late in the round or pressure, whatever, path starts to drag more right, so more from the inside.
What happens?
So his path goes more from the inside. So then more of a draw comes in. So the miss is an overdraw. So what we were working on is now that's actually really good. So when he first saw us, his vertical was maybe 120%. So what we were trying to get him to do is basically straighten the left leg through impact to try and clear his left side so his path doesn't go as far right.
Well, we're starting to look a little more consistent, I think, as opposed to the first one. There I'm playing and I tried to correct after I hit 3 left.
Boy, it's pretty good though, right? How do you straighten that knee, Chris?
What's that? Sorry, Rob, what's that again?
So here's, I feel like this is really good. Okay, so we're, and I apologize. How old are you?
68.
Yeah, so we had the same, like, we would watch Johnny Miller growing up.
Tom
and
Weiskopf.
Tom Weiskopf. I had pictures of Tom Weiskopf's thing from Golf Digest. I don't know if you remember seeing that one.
I don't know.
But it was a beautiful, they were full page.
Weiskopf.
It was like a 6-page.
Oh, yeah.
I cut it out.
Big
It's on my
reverse
wall.
C
Grow, huge reverse C. And that was our role model, right? So we, but clubs were different then, and,
the balls would curve like mad.
So this is a bit of a hangover from some of that stuff. And I like what Chris, like, first of all, if you look at our setup looks great, beautiful, nice clean lines, looks awesome, right? So we're going back. We're doing a good job here, loading up onto that trail leg, driving forward. If we look at this left knee here,
Yes.
right? This is what you guys were talking about. So if you look at that left knee, it's still a little, like, it's getting a little bit too, like, it's still a little too much outside that toe, right? And as soon as that gets, and that's why we're, like, it's more, like, that's why there's so much, like, horizontal force, because we're, like, sliding into it.
Yes.
Like
Everybody
we grew up watching did.
Curtis Strange.
Yeah.
He slid big time. Anyway.
Tom Lehman, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
But anyways, so I like what, and if you're trying to get him to straighten his knee, so I kind of like putting these around your knees, and that way you don't think too much, and just hit some shots with that, and it's unlikely that you're going to be doing that. And then, maybe, as, like, to me this looks pretty good, but, like, when we talk about, hey, late in the round, or, hold on, and then when our old tendencies jump back in, I always think, as long as we know what pick 1 or 2 things that we tend to do incorrectly, and then have a drill or 2 to keep them at bay, then we'll be in good shape. Right? So if we could hit one of these.
So what I'm looking for is, I don't want
correct. But you're
feel
just
like-
not gonna be able to do that, like,
What's the temp? Is that a high tension one?
this is a pretty low tension. I've got a smaller tension one. I was just thinking maybe I should use it, but this does match his shirt.
I got several of these at home, actually. I use them to a bit of exercise, so. I didn't think to use them this way.
Really good. Like, it's gonna be good anyways. I like this, is that we're not really thinking about anything.
Like, if I was coming in here and say, you gotta fix something, to be honest with you, I wouldn't pull irons
No.
to get what I, now, I'm not saying the swing's any good, I'm just saying,
It's very good.
oh, well.
So that's a little bit better.
Yeah, it's better.
Not,
What Chris and I were talking about is I wanna try to do more of this, I think, right? To get, like,
yeah,
Well, the
the
straightening.
left hip against, like, if there was a wall or chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you straighten the left leg, that's
Yeah.
gonna turn your hip, right?
I don't do
So-
this.
yeah, there's
And
a
I got
fine line there.
arthritis in here now,
I-
so.
Do you? Wait, you have a brace? Does this
I
hurt?
don't wear a brace,
Hold on, can I show you this?
what's
Can I
that?
show you this? Can I show you this one? Let me show you this one.
Oh, it's okay.
So,
Little left too.
that's all right. So we're going back. Really good. Now that knee's over top of our foot, but it's not outside of it. You with me?
Oh, it's
Like-
not as far
No.
toward the target?
It's about an inch better. Although I don't think it needs to really get better than that.
No.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Right, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And I feel like if your path is getting more, like if your path tends to get too far right and overdraw it, right? Then if we're doing that sliding thing with our knee, then yeah, that's what's gonna happen. But this would be a way to, I feel like an easy way to, you
Yeah,
know,
I
hit
like
10
that.
shots at the start of your session.
I like that a lot.
And you know, if you feel awkward doing it in front of people,
Oh, I don't care.
okay, yeah, that's what's nice. I actually care less what everybody thinks of me either,
Yeah.
so it's a good way to go through life. But
Well,
hold on, let me see another one. And then, what's the problem with the driver?
I did a few and you'll see.
Totally different ball flight.
That felt good. Please be on the target. No, it's left.
Yeah, that was left, but don't worry. I'm not telling you to golf with one of those things on. We just want to hit 10 shots so that. Sorry.
That looks really good, Jacob, by the way.
Is that helping?
So where's the face? The face is that way too, right? It's closed.
Yeah, but this is a teeny bit, like, it looked good to start. This is a different way of thinking about the same thing. Like,
Now, sometimes if I'm on the course, my correction on this thing would be I'd put the ball a little further back in my stance.
yeah, but that's gonna make the path go more from the inside. I kind of like that drill though. Just gonna be hard to walk, you know, if you try to use it when you're golfing.
I think that's too tall.
That's too tall. Try the white one right up the screen there.
Now, I've been working a bit of, since we last met, on some of these things. And I think, keep it on for this too.
Might be a little narrow for a driver, but let's not do it. Let's not do it because like in a perfect world, we hit 10 of those with a 6-iron. Do you know what I mean? Or a wedge to get our knees better, right? And then we'd go about our business for the day.
And it's not labeled, but it is.
I
I
think
have a bunch of them at home.
I think I gave you a little bit heavier one than I meant to. Like usually, I think the yellow one would be better. Why was it terrible?
I didn't get that thing.
I mean, it wasn't great, but first swing of the day.
I wouldn't have guessed that by the way I hit it.
What did you think you did?
I thought it was about 235, 240 left, and on the left side.
It was left. It was left. 15 feet left.
Well, I got a good coach.
No, that didn't look perfect, but it looked fine.
Oh yeah, like if we're in a tournament, I'll take that
Yeah,
every hole. 14 of them.
I hope so, I would say.
Because I didn't think, on the senior circuit, they don't, like that's long,
Yeah.
on the senior amateur circuit.
Yeah. So just path is too far left. So what?
Have you seen many players do that?
What?
Be so, like right with the irons and left with the driver, a huge amount? Like that drastic of a change?
Not that drastic. Let's take a look at that one. That wasn't a great one, correct? Is that your miss?
Not distance-wise.
No, but what's your miss tend to be?
Weak right.
So he cuts across it too much with his driver?
Yep. Yeah, it's a total flip-flop with the irons.
Here's what I do. I hit fairway finders. That's the way I would express it. I hit fairway finders.
Yeah, Peter came to us for distance mostly, right? And you wanted to hit the ball further with the driver?
Yeah, carry it. Like
Yeah.
if I carry it 240 in the tournaments I play,
Yeah.
I fly the treble. Like the treble's 220. If I carry it 240, like I'm definitely in a different bracket because I do think I can hit the irons good.
Yeah.
And I putt okay.
Well,
And now you putt
you're
even better.
Yeah, but it's part of today.
this is pretty good, eh?
Oh yeah.
Really good.
Well,
When
here's
I say
some-
this is really good, I mean I like how these are spaced out nicely. Like, you're horizontal,
I don't know.
rotation. So all that means is you're doing a really good job of, first you're pushing off, then you're rotating, then you're bracing in order to tank, just to speed it up. So that part's good. Your path is too far left, a little too far left. Do you want to fade your driver?
We've been talking about it since we last talked. Actually, I'd like to draw it.
Okay, pretty common for a good. You got a nice swing. Pretty common for a good player. We're hitting a 7-iron. The club's coming down. So if it's coming down, it's going out to the right. Does that make sense? That'd be a draw.
Yeah.
And then because we're hitting up on our driver,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
As that club comes up, it's going left.
Yes.
So every degree up is basically a 1 degree, because it's like a 45 degree. The shaft is like a 45 degree angle. So every degree up is basically a degree left. You with me on that?
Do you think my hands are my hands too high to start with?
No, I think
Okay.
maybe
So Ralph, to go back to that, but when you have a path that's more left, you're actually going to be steeper, so it's actually going to go down.
not once you pass the bottom of the arc.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So on the way up.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has nothing to do with low point. It just has to do what happens
'cause
after
low
low
point,
point.
like the low point with this would be behind the ball, and now the club's coming up and left. So that's kind of complicated. Hold on.
Yeah, you're right. And yeah.
But it's pretty common for a good player to hit draws with their irons
And
then
cut the driver.
cut the driver because physics is physics.
what it is.
Is what it is, right? However, I feel like if he said, "Hey, if I want to, like that was a nice thing." I feel like if you want to change his club path a bit, you have to put it back in the stance a little bit,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So
Okay. And what I would do if I was trying to shape, if I'm playing and I'm trying to shape the ball,
yeah,
so I get my target, and I might go into it, and I think of a circle,
yeah,
and I might do that.
okay.
And I miss it.
Yeah, that's fair, but the path will still be, a lot different, like a lot better. just, I would say, pretty common for good players to only be able to fade their driver, and then all you need to make sure you can do is make sure you can fade or draw your 3-wood.
Well, I can do that.
Well then,
Yeah, so, and I hit the 3-wood reasonably.
I used the Max Homa story. Remember the one a couple tournaments ago? Was it Genesis? His caddy said you get to hit a draw with the driver one time around. One
Yeah.
time he gives them.
but like it's pretty common for a good player, as long as you got a 3-wood that you can turn over for the odd quirky hole. You know, that's all we need. I wasn't crazy. Here's what I was thinking. Like there, what you're trying to do is, you know, just set up everything right. I was thinking more like, okay, if I get set up, you know, you had that ball kind of like.
I play it off the toe.
Off the toe.
I do.
So how would you possibly expect your path then to be from the inside? Like,
Oh,
I
I
mean,
thought-
like watch this. If I got let's say I got a perfect, you know, I'm making a perfectly on plane swing, right? And it would have been zeroed out. But that ball is further up, so by the time it gets there,
It's the hula
going
hoop.
left.
If you're
It's
you're
that
standing
hula
in a hula hoop, right? It's a half moon. The further you move it to the left, the more the hula hoop's going to the left. The further you move it to the right, the more it's going out to the right.
yeah. And then conversely, if I'm making a beautiful like on plane swing, and that ball's too far back, you know, that path's gonna be more from the inside. So it's like, you know, if you want to curve it left to right, you need to put it back in your
Yeah,
stance.
you know what, I'm really at a point where I think what I want to do is, I'm into the process. Whatever I can do best and most consistently, that's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, I would say that driver, if there was something, I like the little drill.
Yeah,
Right? I think that's good for everything. And I would say with the driver, I would get our ball position a little further back, so we're not 5 degrees out in. So if we're going to commit to a cut, I
having said this, and this is a perfect scenario because I feel a little heat. I feel, you know, this is not like Sunday morning
fair enough.
a Nassau. This is a little, this puts
Pressure.
a little more pressure.
So this is the turning over the 3-wood.
Yeah, yeah.
So the big key for this is going to be ball position then. There we go. Oh, am I recording this?
No.
Oh,
That's all right. Do it again. What did you do differently there?
honestly, I don't know.
Okay, you don't have to do anything different. Like that looked like a draw setup. It just looked like you're trying to fade from there.
No.
No, but that's what it kind of looked like. That's like, let's get that good. That was a good setup. Okay, now take a look at the target. There we go. Good. You towed the teeny bit, but the path number, look at the path. Right? 2.7 from the inside. What's wrong with that attack angle?
Oh, a 3-wood I probably do want to hit down a little, right?
That's what all the best players do, yes. If you want to hit them good, hit them well, correct? Yes. That was good. Like that attack angle and that club path were very good on that one.
Okay.
So that would be like, and you know, that's like a that was a 215 carry, right? And then you got here's what I would do if I were you. I would hit more of, like, you probably don't hit this much in practice, correct?
Yeah, you're right. I would hit 8 irons and drivers, wedges. That's
Yeah.
what I hit in practice.
So if you hit more of these, like, you know how you said, Chris said you kind of struggled transitioning from the irons into the driver it was just different path. It was kind of dramatically different.
Yes.
This would be a segue into that. That makes sense. And then this is a nice shot to have too. And you're handling it very well with the ball position. And I feel like if we hit more of these as a 3-wood.
That'll be left.
Yeah, that's
That's left right off.
but the path was good. You know what I mean? That's just controlling the club face. You know what you did well on the shot before that? On the shot before that, right before you hit, feel like you took like you attach yourself a little bit better to the target, right? Whereas, which is easier, it's more harder to do in here, but that one there was a nice swing. And then, if you did that, let's say you said, hey, you know what I'm going to do for a practice session? I'm going to come in, I'm not getting drivers next time. I get a bunch of 3-woods, right? This little draw 3-wood. And then when I feel like, then when you go to hit your driver, you're not going to auto default having it so far forward.
Well, that's what I want to do. Let me hit
And
another
it'd
one
be nice.
and go to that.
Yeah, remember I said a whole practice session, you decided
Yes.
to jump start that and do 5 shots, but that's okay. And then if we could get the path with the driver to like 2 or 3 cutting across it instead of 5 or 6, then we'd hit like, you know, nice little baby cuts that are a little bit more powerful. As opposed to, you know, the more I'm, you know, the more this club's going north-south, the more energy I can transfer in the golf ball. I apologize for being sarcastic. It's just, you know, it's Friday and... That's right, St. Patrick's Day, for goodness sakes. And you're wearing green?
We got green beer at the front.
Yeah, good. Oh my gosh. Day's getting better and better. Take a look at the target. There we go. You had a really nice swing. I feel like you have to just do that one drill and then manage your ball position.
One more. Or whatever. My kid has one of these, and then they're beating balls.
Has one of what?
Similar.
Which one?
You know what? Chris asked me that too. The distributors out of Ottawa, if that tells you anything, I don't know who it is. I hit it further at my son's house than I do here.
Yes.
I hit it 270.
And he's got an update to the paradigm, right? Ralph?
Exactly.
Do you have your new stuff for the year?
No.
No? Have you hit it? It's good.
So there's only... See that 4.2 path?
270. Yeah.
See that club path 4.2? Negative 4.2, the club path?
Yeah.
I'd like to get that to no more than 4. Like we don't want to... Did you try to put that ball position back in your stance a teeny bit? Did you? Did you try to put the ball position back in your stance a teeny
I
bit?
probably didn't.
Just under the screen.
I don't think I did anything.
Yeah, would you do me a favor and hit one? But I feel like the only problem with having it back in our stance for the first few is, you know, it's going to feel uncomfortable squaring the club face up a little earlier in a downswing. That's why I like the idea of hitting the 3-wood back in our stance, because then we're kind of practicing squaring it up, you know, with a longer club here.
I was going to say, yeah.
What were you saying?
Yeah, it's a shorter club, so easier to do.
Yeah.
So we're,
Just put it back, like,
that's back to me.
yeah, that looks good there. Take a look at the target. There we go. It's all right.
I want to hit one.
Do it again.
So here, where did you look? Did you look for the target out the right, where as if you're hitting a draw?
Yes.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, you're hitting a fake. Why are you hitting for the draw? Why are you looking for the draw?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Like, which made sense with the 3-wood.
No, but it doesn't make, that's not what we're trying to do here. Okay, all right.
Yeah, by the way, so to Chris's point, see how you're set up square? Yeah, now you're open, right? Now you're trying to hit a fade into it, right?
There's your fairway finder.
Do you see that club path there? See the path like 90 degrees left? Why is that? See this map here?
Am I sort of over the top?
No. Good, that's a good guess, but no. Just because
There was a
you,
guess.
yeah, fine. So you're basically, we're like set up 5 degrees open. Right, so if I make a perfect swing here, it's still gonna, it's gonna be, my path to the target is gonna be left. You with me on this?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm here and I make a perfect swing, it's gonna, it's gonna be right of the target. On the turn left.
So because you've opened is what he's saying, obviously
Yeah.
it's gonna show a higher path.
Yeah.
So what I find, even though it says 9, remember TrackMan reads in a straight line, right? So if it's gonna read it as a 9 path, it's gonna read the face in relation to that straight line as well. So that ball may not curve that much outside as well.
Yeah. So all I'm saying, this path number here is actually not bad because you were set up like
To do
5 degrees of that was your body alignment, and then 4 degrees was the fact that you've got the ball up in your stance more. Like if somebody draws a golf ball, all I tell them to do to the fade is set up left because we want the ball to start left, and then move it up in your stance. Now we get the ball, by the time it gets there, it'll be cutting across it. But you maybe overdid that. But I feel like if we're square here and we're hitting it, trying to hit a fade, that's probably not a good idea. If we know the ball's gonna curve to the right, we should set up left.
Yes.
Right? I had a player one time. He's like, calls me up. He was in Australia, and he's like, I'm hitting every single shot 20 feet to the right. He's trying to get me hacked. Every single shot's going 20 feet to the right. He had 1 round left in the tournament. I was like, well, every single shot. He said, every single shot 20 feet right. Why do you aim 20 feet left? Why would I do that? I go, because there's no tap ins all day. Right? But anyways, he did shot 65. Didn't give me any credit, but this looks like a really good setup.
The ball feels a little backed.
Yeah, but it's gonna manage your path better, I feel like. There, that was a nice swing. Yeah, but that you're set up a decent amount left.
No, I'd be happy.
Yeah, you should. Okay, so here's what once we got all this cool technology in golf, one of the things that really surprised me was how much a small difference in ball position made to your club path. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like it's like I remember.
Huge.
Yeah, I know, but it's amazing how much like years ago we didn't know that. We're like, okay, but and so if you thought about, I always think, hey, where should our ball position be? Well, shouldn't our ball position be where it produces the proper path, right? And still allows us to square the face up. So
Still to do what I'm doing there, to correct that, you would say go back even more.
yeah, but here's this path, like he says, this is measuring on a straight line, right? So this path is 8 degrees left, and you're set up 5-6 degrees left. So that was a power fade. Like you can tell by the spin rate, and the smash factor was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Right, Chris? Like if you were cutting, like if you were like, oh my gosh, I cut across it 8 degrees.
It would gain about 30 feet in height, and you'd lose about 20 yards in carry and 30 yards in total.
If he was doing
If
that.
he was cutting it across with a wide open face and not compressing it.
But he's not.
No, he's not.
Yeah, does that make sense? So if you combine, like if you look at this spin rate and smash factor, it was pretty good. And then it still went up to 260, which
We'll play that.
yeah,
Because it's in the center. I know the second I hit it, it's in the fairway.
yeah, and it's 12 feet left. Jeez, no, but does that make sense with the ball position? And then the 3-wood, practice your 3-woods more.
To get the
Practice the
That
draw
way-
with the
that-
to get the
The
draw.
draw.
Give up the draw with this.
Yeah.
Because probably I'm not a very smart guy, and I shouldn't bother to hit a draw with this.
No, if Ralph would know a bit more, but every tour pro is going to have a driver shot that is their go-to, even if they have the ability to hit both ways. Correct? One they'd rather hit over the other.
Not everyone can move the ball both ways
Yeah.
at all times, for sure not.
Yeah.
But they're all going to try to make sure they can turn over a 3-wood.
Yeah, I was going to say, the courses I play in, when I want to shoot a score, there's nothing, if I hit a decent 3-wood that takes me out, that says, you know, I'm giving up so much, I can't try it.
Even if it's a right-left wind, and it's like, you know, I just gonna feel more comfortable to draw. So
Oh,
just
I
gonna,
got that. Yeah, I can do that.
you know, hit the 3-wood.
If
then.
it suits my eye, I got the wind over my right shoulder, hit a 3-wood and launch it.
You're gonna launch it.
And
You're
I'll-
giving up 20 yards, right?
Well,
Yeah,
in
but
that
by the
scenario, I
time-
don't think I
By
will.
the, yeah, because by the time he fights the driver into the wind with the
Exactly.
driver, or rides it with the 3-wood, it's probably 5 yards difference, and it's a lot easier shot.
Yeah, okay.
Is that right? So, yeah, awesome. Hey, that was fun. Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right, Joe. You've been summoned.
Well, you got the award for the coolest head cover.
For me?
No.
Is that Swag Golf?
They're amazing. Is this from
It's from Swag, I think.
from Swag?
Or
Actually,
isn't that Paige Spearnack's company?
oh my god.
Is it actually?
She's sponsored by Swag,
She
yeah.
owns it or she's from?
She's like she's the big sponsor of it, yeah. Have you met her?
Yeah.
And?
We're still recording?
I'll
Tell me if she